Utilitarianism is an elegantly simple theory. It says that the right thing to do is the action that will maximize happiness. Whose happiness? Not just my own, not even just human happiness, but the total amount of happiness experienced by any sentient, feeling being in the whole universe. Furthermore, we should maximize world happiness not just in the short-term future, but over the infinitely long-term future. You want to make the world a happier place, right? Maybe you're a utilitarian. There are three key principles that go into utilitarianism. The first principle is consequentialism, which says that the right action is whatever action maximizes good consequences. That raises a question, though. What counts as good? What exactly are the consequences we want to maximize? And that brings us to the second principle, hedonism, which says that happiness, or pleasure, is what's ultimately good. That's what we want to maximize. And this leads to our third question. Whose happiness should we maximize? The third principle is impartiality, and it says that everybody's happiness is equally important. You shouldn't privilege anybody's happiness over anyone else's. Despite its elegant simplicity, utilitarianism faces some tough questions. First, how do I know which of my actions are going to maximize world happiness over the infinitely long run? That's a pretty tough calculation to perform before I make any choice. John Stuart Mill thinks that it's really not so tough at all. If we follow conventional moral rules like don't lie, steal, or hurt others, be kind and generous, then we will be maximizing world happiness. But that's not entirely obvious. Maybe the world will be happier in the long run if we kill off unwanted elements of society, like those with lower IQ levels, or bad teeth, or annoying personalities. Maybe it won't be happier, but that's not obvious. This leads us to the second major worry about consequentialism. It seems like maximizing happiness might sometimes require us to violate justice, personal rights, and promises. Maybe the world would have been better off if the United States had just tortured all the detainees at Guantanamo Bay to get information out of them, and then executed them without trial. Sure, we might have killed some innocent people, but we probably would have rid the world of many more terrorists. You got to break some eggs to make an omelet. Or do you? That feels really wrong to some of us. Philosophers have also questioned hedonism. Is happiness really the only good thing in the world? That's not obvious to everyone. Some people think that other things, like, say, knowledge, friendship, and beauty are good things, even apart from whether they maximize happiness. Finally, philosophers have questioned the impartiality principle. It seems to many people that they have a greater obligation to maximize the happiness of their friends and family than the happiness of other people. But that violates the impartiality requirement. We'll revisit some of these objections in future chapters, but start thinking about them now. Do you think utilitarians might have good answers to them?